Nice. It is Sunday, April 12th, 2020, guys, and it is 10 minutes till 9 a.m. I start early on Sundays when I can. Thank you to Joel and Nicolas for being here and helping out. And thank you to Dylon for helping out when you can, too. Appreciate that. But he's not here right now, but that's all right. And it is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter. And for those who prefer Resurrection Sunday, oh, man. Am I live on D Live? I don't know if I'm live on D Live or Twitch, guys. I'm not. Hang tight. I'm gonna just pause briefly, 1 sec, and then we'll get it going. Let me just turn on the. You guys can call in, but I'm not gonna take any calls for 10 minutes at least, because we don't like to take calls when people aren't. Some people aren't tuned into the show. Some people tune into the show at 9, right at 9, and so I don't like to cheat them by getting to like the stuff that I planned to get to when we're going. So anyways, I'm just going to chit chat. We are on Twitch. What's up, Twitch? Mixer, Facebook, Periscope, D Live. We are on D Live now. What's up, guys? Thank you, Nicolas. So we have 2 times in a row now, guys. Just a little technical update for those who are interested and those who are not too. You have to listen. 2 days in a row. Well, Friday and today, Sunday. Good Friday and Sunday. D Live didn't go live automatically. I run my stream through Restream. Joel turns it on. He clicks stream, and then it goes into Restream, and it turns on everything. But D Live didn't turn on. That's twice now. Nick had to go and fix it. Just toggle it off, toggle it back on. So it's good, something good to be aware of. Well, for us to be aware of. Anyways, it's Easter Sunday. Normally, I used to love Easter Sunday because we would go to Grandma's house and see the cousins and the aunts and uncles and grandparents and eat candy and parents and all that stuff and all that. Yeah, that's fine, Nick. And so that was what we would do, and we would get up early in the morning. It was kind of like a mini Christmas, because Christmas was even funner. But on Easter, Easter was also normally the first day that we go swimming at Grandma's house, because that's when it's borderline warm enough in the pool, swimming pool, outdoor, to go swimming. So it was just a fun time, always. So that's cool. What would you do on Easter? You guys celebrated Easter, right, Joel?
Yeah, we did. We celebrate Easter.
Would you have gumbo and?
No, we kept it white.
Oh, nice.
We just did we just had candy. We would have we would wake up, and in the morning, we would go to the living room, and there'd be little Easter baskets with like chocolate and stuff like that.
The Easter baskets with the plastic green see-through grass.
Right, and different candies and stuff like that. But I had a friend who would get like gifts, like it was Christmas. I was like,
yeah. Sometimes we would get like money from different people.
Really?
It wasn't full-on gifts, but sometimes there would be like a card with money in it from the grandmothers.
Chocolate we didn't get nothing past chocolate.
Yeah, we got those Easter egg, the chocolate ones with the white chocolate rabbit inside of it. Those were good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We would do Easter egg hunts, and if you got the certain egg with the money in it, you would get money.
Nice.
So we would do stuff like that, but mainly
that was always disappointing to get. Well, I mean, it would be like quarters and stuff. It was always disappointing because you prefer to eat, because you can't eat money, right?
Right.
You prefer to get jelly beans.
Really?
Yeah.
We always wanted the money.
It was funny because I was a kid that didn't like to have to pay to play video games because I would always lose really fast.
Oh, yeah.
So when we would go to the arcades, my friend's mother would give us quarters, and I would just save the quarters. Because I wasn't into video games where I could play. But anyways, Army Ann says, Happy Easter, Hake and everyone. Thank you, Army Ann. Hot Computer Smell gave a diamond. Thank you. And appreciate it to Tyrone Castle, cousin of Tony Castle, Lying Dutchman, Cha Money, MSU Dog, and Silent Prayer Bear for following on DLive. Appreciate you guys. Gonna be talking about some interesting things. It is Easter. President Trump wishes everyone well. The Trump derangement syndrome people don't. And they are so hateful. I'm going to show you that stuff. There's a crackdown on churches, I hear. Police going down to register, like take down the driver licenses of license numbers of people, or license plate numbers of cars of people, and give stuff like that to churches. To doctors. Just a mess. Michael Moore is being anti-white as usual. Pro-socialist. Just a disgusting person. Just look at him, honestly. Just look at him. And that is a good point. Some people say when I say just look at him, Michael Moore, it's considered to be, that's not a valid argument. Well, I think it is. I have friends. Joel, do you ever have friends, or you ever done this yourself, where you debunk somebody's argument by saying he's fat?
And they get upset.
Yeah, or else you're just talking about some public figure who's fat, or some doctor who's fat, and you can't, why are you gonna listen to a doctor who's fat?
Right, or they tell you, a lot of the times it would be like people who have personal trainers.
Yeah.
And then their personal trainers are fat. I'm like, how do you work that one out?
Yeah. You know what? It is funny, though. It reminds me of coaches that I've had who they get fat, or like the father of the son is training his son, and the son is really talented, skinny, fast, and then the father's coaching him, but the father's fat. But it is cross country, and you're not supposed to get fat. But it was funny because there was this talented kid who was a couple years younger than me, and he was fast. And then several years later, after high school, we go to Halloween party, and he's like almost as fat as his father. And I'm like, whoa, what happened to you? I barely recognized him.
He stopped running.
Yeah, stopped running. Mexicans, they know how to gain weight. It's crazy. And by the way, Boris Johnson is finally recovering from this plague. So just look at him. Totally valid points. How can you get any more valid, says Kyle Shepard. Hey, Jean Marie. Yeah, it is valid regarding Michael Moore. True. Just look at him. He's Jesse Lee Peterson, and then I'm gonna get to the show guys. Jesse Lee Peterson talks about how people get fat because they have conflict, and they're eating because they have conflict. I'm like, wait, but then when I get into stuff, eating or whatever, I'm not thinking that I have conflict, but I think it's because I don't pause long enough to feel the conflict. That's my guess. I don't pause long enough to observe myself and feel the conflicts. I just go for it and eat. I think that's what's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, because otherwise, how does Jesse know that people do that because they have conflict? But Joel used to be kind of fat. Or he used to be fat, but also really muscular, I think. I've seen pictures.
It was never fat, but it was definitely thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get that back, to be honest.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So, it is just about 9 a.m. It is 9 a.m. If you are just now tuning in, take heart, because we didn't start the beautiful intro yet. So, with that, enjoy this message from our president. Nice.
For Christians all over America, this is Holy Week. We remember the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So important. But this Easter will be much different than others because in many cases, will be separated physically only from our churches. We won't be sitting there next to each other, which we'd like to be, and soon we'll be again. But right now, we're keeping separation. We're getting rid of the plague. It's a plague on our country like nobody's ever seen. But we're winning the battle. We're winning the war. We'll be back together in churches right next to each other. Celebrate, bring the family together like no other. We have a lot to be thankful for. Happy Easter, everybody.
Nice. Very beautiful.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
What's up, guys? Happy Easter. Trump wishes everybody well. The Trump derangement syndrome people, not so much. And I want to talk about how intellectuals hated Jesus. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? So don't hold it against them.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? It is, as you know, Sunday, April 12th, 2020. Happy Easter. That means Resurrection Sunday for those people that prefer to call it that. I prefer Happy Easter, but I know that it is the day, like signifying the day that Jesus rose from the dead. Very nice. By the way, remember to check out Jesse Lee Peterson's 2015 YouTube video that was premiered yesterday. I came across it and I decided to premiere it. And it was titled A Lesson on Thoughts. That's that video, that JLP thumbnail. And by the way, Joelle, who's manning the board for me, puts out a lot of these, the audio of a lot of these videos on the Jesse Lee Peterson Highlights podcast. The Jesse Lee Peterson Highlights podcast. Different from the Jesse Lee Peterson Show full episodes podcast. Jesse Lee Peterson has 4 podcasts going. And this one, I'm sure Joelle will probably put up on the Highlights podcasts later this coming week. But Jesse Lee Peterson has 4 audio podcasts going. So if you don't like to catch things on YouTube, or you don't like to use up your data pulling video, you can catch the podcasts. And he has the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, full podcast, full audio, full length, all 3 hours of the show, right? Then the Jesse Lee Peterson Highlights. And both of those are findable on jesseleepeterson.com/show or jlptalk.com, redirects to the same place. Then those are 2. And then Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, which is another, which happened, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson happens just in a couple of hours here on Sunday. If you can't catch it live, or you catch it live and you want to listen again during the week, you were distracted listening to the live chat or people talking and stuff like that, which is Satan's thoughts, then you can catch the audio podcast afterwards. The links are at rebuildingtheman.com/church. And lastly, The Fallen State, full audio podcast. Go to thefallenstate.tv and click on the episodes in the menu items. Episodes. Scroll down, you'll see the different links to the different podcasts on your favorite podcast platforms. Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, which is like a Google-related one, and all kinds of different ones. CastBox. I think we're on all those things. If we're not on something that you like to use, let me know, or let one of us know, and they'll let me know, and I kind of help make sure that those things go out. I am going to take your calls, 888-775-3773. Pyrus777 gave a Ninja Guinea and says, Happy Easter. Thank you, man. And thank you for the support. And there are a bunch of people subscribing. Army Ann gave a 1-month subscription to Andrew J. And this other guy, Wondergoy, subscribed for 3 months. Awesome, man. Thank you. So, man, lots to get to. Well, first of all, let me talk about this Trump wishing everyone a happy Easter and advising the people amid the plague, as he called it, this coronavirus thing, versus the rats. A Christian man, President Trump, versus the rats, the most pro-Christian president that we've had in ages, right? That's what I've heard. America haters versus America haters, like Bishop Talbert Swan, a black so-called pastor, leftist. He's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Check it out. You can probably find it in those audio podcasts or else on the Jesse Lee Peterson YouTube channel. It's still up. Nice. And other immature adult human males. Adult human males is a term that I picked up from that guy from Secular Talk. I'm blanking on his name, but he came on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. This young guy, he runs a YouTube channel called Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski. And Jesse Lee Peterson asked a great question. What is a man? He asks this question all the time, right? And Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski, said, an adult human male. And this always shows up on Joel's little featured intros of Manhood Hour. What is a man? An adult human male. Oh, gosh. Typical intellectual beta male answer. And that's what he calls a grown-up. Joel's little. Is that what I call him? But that's the secular talk guy calls a grown man. A grown man, an adult human male, which is basically all you can refer to most men as today, unfortunately, right? And that's why Jesse Lee Peterson's rebuilding the man thing with Bond is so important, because men are not men. You have these guys like Jeffrey Guterman, the pot-smoking psychologist. Jeffrey Guterman is a Trump hater on Twitter. He's risen to Twitter fame by replying to everything that Trump tweets. And because he has this blue check mark, he's a blue check mark verified liberal on Twitter, he gets noticed. And he calls Trump, show some of these screenshots. Trump tweets Happy Easter in this video that I just showed you at the top of the hour. And here's his tweet. Happy Easter. 1.2 million views. Nice. At 5 in the morning. Well, my time, 5. 8 his time on Sunday. Bunch of likes and retweets. Very beautiful. And there were some people wishing him well and thanking him and saying, get your rest after this coronavirus thing tails off. You deserve it. But look at these tweets in response. The first one is from Jeffrey Guterman. Trump, an immoral bastard, tweets about Easter. And he gets hundreds of likes. And by the way, I don't think that this man is Christian either. I forget what he is. I think he might be atheist. He's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, as I said. And then this other guy, Tony Poznansky, another blue checkmark liberal guy, says, go F yourself to Trump. And he gets more than hundreds of likes. He gets 1,200 likes, 1,278 likes by the time that I looked at it. I'm like, whoa, why the hate? And then other people tweeted too. This guy, oh gosh, this guy, Jeff, some guy, right? And he tweets some long, supposedly clever imitation of Trump type of language. Mr. President, sir, this evangelical pastor came up to me really big, a real tough guy, really big, straight out of Central Casting, tremendous. And he had tears in his eyes and he was crying. He said, thank you, sir. Thank you for the F Trump book. And this book is it's on Amazon. It has not been censored by Amazon, even though it is vulgar and hateful, hate speech, right? F Trump, an adult coloring book. Talk about immature adults, right? And it has hundreds of reviews. Positive, generally positive, by a nasty woman. And so, crazy, huh? Hateful. And most of these people are blue check marks, by the way. Here's that Bishop Talbot Swan, the black one. Bishop Talbot, dumb black bishop. So, quote unquote, right? Bishop is an old word that most of us don't know what it means. And I don't know if Bishop Talbot Swan knows what it means, but he is an intellectual. He's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, by the way. He says, listen to this. This is disgusting. There are 20,000 American citizens who will not be rising from the dead today. Referring to those 20,000 coronavirus victims, right? Or complications due in part to coronavirus, allegedly, right? Their blood is on your hands, is what Bishop Talbot Swan says to President Trump. Not true. And then he says, our prayers and condolences go to their grieving families. He's pretending to, this is so, I'm kind of at a loss what to say, how dumb this is lying sleaze. But let me get Joel in here, if Joel doesn't mind. What would you say to something like that?
It's just so many, so much hypocrisy, and
yeah,
it's just insane that a bishop would go to the level of tweeting something as disgusting as that. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, because even if you feel, even if you believe that's true.
Which nobody does.
Right. But it's like so immature to do it and go tweet about it, and then it's just insane. And it's childish.
Yeah. And it's under nothing but positivity from Trump. Just pure wishing everybody well. There's a lot of people you can't sit side by side together in church today, but we're going to get past this together, right? He's preaching unity, and these people are preaching hate. And it's so phony. He's just not praying and condoling these people. He's hating Trump.
Right.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel. And I have more to get to on this. But first, let me tease it a little bit. I saw this compilation of tweets. I do have a Telegram. Have you guys ever heard of Telegram? A lot of you have. It's under the Hake Report. Jesse Lee Peterson has a Telegram. Go follow him on. It's t.me/JLP Talk. It's an app. It's kind of like a Twitter, but for a little bit more free speech minded. It's interesting. I like it. I follow various people. Jesse Lee Peterson, the Crypto Report. Shout out to Asmodor and the team over there. Different people. It's cool. And I came across this compilation of tweets that you may have seen at the very beginning when Joel was running through a little slideshow during the intro music. A ton of tweets. And it says at the bottom, Happy Easter, Jesus lives. It's from a user called The Noticer of Telegram. And I'm going to get to some of these things. It's tweets from the past 11 years or so. Dual tweets. A tweet about Easter from a Easter doubter. A Jesus doubter, right? And a tweet about a certain particular aspect of their supposed identity, right? And basically they're hating Trump, crying fascism, basically just feeling like victims and being disgusting. And I'm going to deal with that. All right, guys? It's going to be interesting. So, but first, let me get to some calls. Let me get to Chris out of Arizona. Chris, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. What's up?
Hi, good morning, James. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you as well. Thank you.
I agree with your assessment of Donald Trump. He's so positive.
Yeah.
It's really positive. His speech that you did in the beginning of your show, yeah, it just gives you confidence in his job.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah.
I liked how he said, "And Jesus rose from the dead." So important.
Yep.
He makes me laugh because he's so he puts things his way. And that's nice. That's rather than putting things the so-called the Christian way that everybody says the same thing and just sounds the same. I don't like that. But I like how he's just himself.
Yeah, not just the Christian way.
Right.
He puts his own personality into it.
Yeah.
And you know that he believes what he says. You know, when you see a politician give their speech, it's like somebody wrote the speech for him, handed it to him, and they're just reading off of it.
Very true.
You know it's not in the core of what they believe. But when the president speaks, if he's lying, he believes the lie, right?
Yeah.
He believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's trustworthy.
Yep. He's just himself, always. That's cool.
My daughter wants to say good morning to you.
Okay.
Here's Cassandra.
Cassandra, happy Easter to you.
Good morning, happy Easter.
Good morning. Nice to hear from you again.
Yes, nice to hear from you again.
By the way, I heard your call on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. You called Jesse Lee Peterson. That was cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you have anything?
I remembered the advice you gave me.
Did you follow it?
Yep, that was a really good advice.
Cool. Yeah, I think, as I recall, I advised, because Cassandra called in to my show saying, I feel that you're brainwashing people to believe Jesse is not brainwashing people, and Jesse Lee Peterson is brainwashing people to believe that racism doesn't exist. And I said, don't worry about it. For one, I think that the people that believe that racism exists are the ones who are brainwashed. But I advised Cassandra, for the audience's sake, that she's hearing some of this from her mother, and sometimes mothers are too pushy with the truth that they learn, the facts that they learn, and get a little pushy with it. So I said, "Oh, Cassandra, just let your mother know to back off if she's being too pushy with it or whatever." I think that's what I said. Isn't that right?
You said not to believe you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you say it.
True. Yeah. And that's one thing that Jesse Lee Peterson advises people. Don't believe him. Know for yourself. So that's nice. And also, when your friends and you make fun of each other, calling each other white or Hispanic or whatever, not to take it personally, not to think it's racist. It's just fun. Or if it's mean, it's just mean. It's not, you don't have to call it racist. Just call it mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you took my advice not to believe me. That's cool. I appreciate you calling in again, Cassandra. Anything else?
Not really. Happy Easter.
Thank you. Same to you. Take care. How old are you again?
9.
9. 9. That means no in German. Cool. Cassandra, take care.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know if I'm going to talk to Chris again, but
You're not.
okay.
You don't have to call in and talk if you don't want to, though. So.
I'm hearing her. Take care, Chris and Cassandra. Nice to hear from you guys.
Oops, I didn't know we were still there. Bye.
Take care. Yeah. Kids, if your parents are trying to make you call in too, you don't have to. FYI. Let me get to, Let me get to one or two more calls, and then I'll get to this very interesting story of secularist Jews calling it Zombie Jesus Day back in the day. And this was a trend like 6 years ago, 9, 10, 11, 12 years ago. And they thought it was cute. And And yet today they're crying fascism, hate Trump, feel like victims. Ridiculous, right? So let's not be like them and get all hurt, so-called, by them calling evil good and good evil and just being disgusting. But I'll get to that. Joe out of Oakland, California, first-time caller. Joe, what's up?
Hello. No, it's not Joe. It's Joel.
Oh, Joel. Okay.
Yeah, and one of my questions was, how you guys talk about you can overcome being gay. I was wondering, how can you even do that?
You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That's in the Bible.
What?
In the Bible, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's in the Bible.
So you can overcome love?
Yeah. So-called fake love, yeah.
Are you trying to say my love is fake?
Are you trying to say that you're homosexual?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My name is Joel Evans, and I'm a homosexual.
Dang.
And I have a boyfriend named Xavier.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. This is Easter, man. Have some respect.
What do you mean have some respect?
I said, this is Easter, man.
I don't have to have respect.
What's that?
I don't have to have respect.
Well, I don't have to keep you on the line either. So if you want to stay on the line, you have to have respect.
No.
What's that? But most people, even this so-called straight love is fake love.
How you know that?
Because people who think that they love each other, and after a while, they start to hate each other, and sometimes they even one even kills the other person. So you know that that's fake love. It doesn't last.
You're a complete fucking idiot.
Okay, I gotta go. He cussed. That's disrespectful. This is for kids. Cassandra. I'm sure you've heard that word before, because by the time I was in 4th grade, I was hearing all the Mexican kids cussing. Anyways, thanks for the call, though, Joel. Or Joel. Sorry, man. My bad. The gay guy's name is Joel. The real man's name is Joel. All right? So I should have hung up on him before that because I could kind of sense it coming. But he cussed. Talk about gay. You know he's gay if he's cussing on a Christian show. I wonder why he called my show. That's nice. Ruining someone's external plumbing. Oh, gosh. Isn't love, says Brandon M. with a diamond. Man. That's too much. That's too much, Brandon M. But it's true. But it's too much. I don't like gore. And that's too gory. You know what? Let me read some super chats. And then I will get to Jason, and then I'm going to cover this story. Man. Jib Jab says, what's the point of lines outside grocery stores if these people back to back and without any PPE, which is personal protective equipment? Cray cray, I tell yous. Thank you, Jib Jab. So let me translate. He said, what's the point of these people with lines outside of the grocery stores, all like back to back, not giving each other social distance, or maybe 6 feet even? It still doesn't matter. And they don't have personal protective equipment. They may have these face masks, maybe, but that doesn't really protect them from each other. That just protects other people around you, supposedly. If you have germs, it protects. If you're wearing a mask and you have germs, you're protecting other people from your germs. And all people do have germs. Mari Uvaldo says, good morning, James. Happy Easter and God bless you. Thank you, Mari. Jib Jab again says, if it wasn't socially acceptable and trendy to hate on Trump, do you think these losers would still publicly chastise him? No, I don't think so. But some people may have, they get the reward and the attention for it and the pat on the back. But, sometimes I'll listen to these comedians that think that it's cute to hate on Trump, and they're not cute. It's not funny. It comes off as trendy. It comes off as flat. It's pathetic. Hot computer smell gave a diamond. What does Dylon call Easter? That's a good question. It's a very good question. I doubt that he calls it Zombie Jesus Day as some of these people did. I doubt it. But, I was thinking I was reading all these tweet responses to President Trump. I'm like, these people would be calling us racist if we were doing this in the Obama days, which we were, and they were calling us racist. So ridiculous, right? Dumb. Let me get to Jason, and then I'm going to get to this story that I got off of Telegram. Jason out of Long Island, New York. Jason, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing fine. How are you?
It's amazing. I'm talking to the Hake Report.
I know. Cool, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I like to listen to you guys. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate that, man. Happy Easter to you.
Yeah. Yeah, happy Easter to you.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan, I'm a little nervous, but it's okay.
No worries. It's just Hake. It's just James.
Yeah, it's Hake.
How'd you find the show, by the way?
How do I find the show? I was watching liberals getting destroyed compilation, and then JLP showed up.
Nice.
And then you showed up because you seem like Jesse's right hand. So I was like, maybe I'll listen to this guy.
Nice.
What he has to say,
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with not everything you guys say, because I need to think for myself.
Okay.
And, yeah, you're young enough to be my dad, and you're a Christian, and I have a question for you.
How old are you?
You think, I'm 20.
Okay.
And you're 39, right? 38.
Yeah, 38, almost 39.
My dad is 39, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying there. And I want to know if is it okay for a Christian, to dance, have fun, and all that, especially dance,
Joel, what do you
Maybe
say?
Maybe this is a question for Joel.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's perfectly fine if you want to dance as a Christian, as long as you're not bumping and grinding.
Bumping and grinding? What is that? I'm not black. I'm Hispanic.
Grinding.
And I'm not into the blackness.
You know the culture.
Grinding is when the man and the woman are all rubbing up against each other, and it's very sexual.
Oh, no. Hispanics do the same thing with reggaeton. You know that. You know that, James. You grew up around Hispanic, right?
Yeah, I did. And
yeah, so I know what you...
Yeah, so that kind of dancing probably shouldn't.
What kind of dancing do you want to do?
Not that type of dancing, of course. That's gross or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll use regular dancing, with the music, follow the flow or whatever.
I think that's fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it.
What about the music?
The music? Yeah, sometimes it's, just be aware of it. It's probably not advisable to listen to a lot of that crap because it does get into your mind. It's kind of...
What type of music do you listen?
They say it pollutes your mind. I used to listen to a lot of music. Now I don't...
Rumble rap?
Mumble rap? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit, but I just don't listen to a lot of music anymore. I think that,
I see.
I'm at the age where I don't know if I grew out of it or if it's just because I work so much or what. And then my commute's not that long. So to where I'm going to turn on, the radio. And so I was really into music when I was 20s, teens, even maybe a little bit, but not really. No, not by the time I was early 30s, I was more into working. And some people think that's sad. Yeah, I was just working. And I didn't really play music while working. It is so white, huh?
Yeah, James, why are you so white? White. They say white is right.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's true.
Anyway, James.
Yeah, but they say...
I'm sorry.
They say to not pollute your mind, with a lot of this disgusting, vulgar, violent, sexual music. And you should definitely... be aware of what's going on in your mind. And
can I ask one more question that it always bugged me?
Yeah.
You know, I always hear people swearing. What do you think about swearing? Is that like wrong, bad? What do you think?
I think that it's disrespectful to swear in the wrong contexts, to cuss. Yeah, and so it's better to have control of your tongue. I respect the people that don't cuss at all, but I respect the people who are...
It shows lack of character. I'm sorry to cut you off.
But I do respect the people who, if they cuss, they are only doing it when it's like funny and in the right context, not in front of kids, women.
Because let me give you an example.
Yeah.
And remember, I listened to JLP, and he said the word "b." Remember, to that black woman on the college campus.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" JLP saying the B word. And I was young. I was like, "Nah."
It made it kind of effective, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? He's so country that I think that he grew up not thinking that was a cuss word, because it is a strong
cuss word.
It is a strong word, but down south, I remember him saying that word, or saying B word E. Like, I don't want to repeat it because I grew up thinking that was such a bad word. But
yeah, I always been taught the same thing. Like, no, that's a sin. Don't do it.
But
and all that.
I suspect that it became a worse word, kind of like the N word. Used to be very common, and it wasn't particularly offensive, but because of the women thing, it became more offensive.
How they nag and all that.
Yeah, and they don't like you calling them that. They don't like you calling them the B word, the feminists.
Yeah, but they can call you whatever they want.
Right. And so they've changed the culture to where the N word is so bad, and only blacks can say it, and Mexicans can get away with it too. And
that's right. And then they think that it's a bad word and they get hurt by it. But they don't care about it because they always use it like 9,000 times per day.
Yeah, it's so fake. But still, to just to be smart and to protect yourself, because you get caught saying the N word, you could get fired. You get caught saying the B word, you could get fired at certain jobs, And so taming the tongue is very important according to the Bible. The Bible says, like, taming the tongue is really important.
Meaning don't cuss?
Meaning, if you cuss, have control of your mouth, because people do not have control over their mouths and their spirits. They're angry, and it comes out in cussing in all sorts of different ways.
Like, you can say it, but without feeling anything, right? Without the hate.
Right, and in the right context. Because if you're doing it in the wrong context, at church, at work, at school, say you're in a workplace where you're not supposed to, or you're at school, or you're trying to set a good example, control your tongue. Have control over your tongue. So it's best not to do it if you're in doubt. They say, when in doubt, don't. And in the Bible, it says, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And this is just one more example of out of the overflow of the heart. Another example is all these Trump haters spewing hate. And I'm going to get to another example of these tweets from these Jesus haters. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
What's your dad say?
Thank you for it. Excuse me?
What does your dad say?
What does my dad say about? I haven't asked him about, but he's not that type of Christian. He's like, well, he's young, or your age. I don't live with him. He got separated and all that. So.
Oh. Have you followed Jesse Lee Peterson's advice about returning to your father?
Yeah, I told him, like, I forgive you. I know you couldn't help yourself and all that.
What about your mother?
And my mom too.
Yeah.
But my mom, women, thanks to JLP, I know how women are.
Nice.
And I know they can't help themselves.
Yeah. You still living at your mother's, or are you free?
Yeah, I know. I'm a disgrace.
You're living with your mother still?
Yeah, but when I tell people, I want to grow up and live by myself, not live with my mother, they always tell me, they think it's like, like I'm putting down my mom if I go out and live my life,
No, that's not even true.
I owe her something.
You know what? Don't even tell people that you're gonna that you want to do that. Just go do it.
Yeah. Just do it.
That's what my advice would be, unsolicited.
You know, and she tells me, don't go. You don't have to pay rent here. You can save up money. And that's the temptation right there. Like,
don't fall for that. That's a scam because you're saving money, but you're losing your soul. You're gonna grow so much. It's so fun living on your own. You're gonna love it.
You know, I don't have that much money, but now in these crises, you know, I don't know what to do. I'm supposed to like go out, right? Live my life.
Well, don't do it just because you're supposed to do it. Do it because you agree that it's right.
I mean, it is right.
Okay.
I know. I've been listening to JLP like a year and a half, so of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So just look around. Keep your eyes peeled for a place. And you have a job. It sounds like you working.
Yeah, I do have a job, and my job is near my house. You know, it's not that far.
Is it expensive to rent near your?
To rent? I live on Long Island, so a room is like $500 to $600
a month.
$700.
That's not bad.
Yeah, per month.
That's not bad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a decent deal. That's what I was spending before I moved out here. I had a little small so-called. It was basically one room. I had a room, and it was.
But you know, here's the deal.
$600 a month.
I have bad habits. Like I smoke pot, and my mom, she knows, and she's like, let me do it. And I think if I go, to live somewhere else, they're going to kick me out.
Oh. No, man.
So I need to deal with my mess first, I guess.
No, don't deal with your mess first. Because there's a lot of people who smile upon smoking pot nowadays. And so you're going to find a place that's okay with it. Or just smoke outside or whatever. Or smoke in your car if you have to be smoking.
I want to stop, but
Good.
I can't do it myself,
You can probably wean yourself off of it, man. Use the patch.
I don't have a free will,
I know, but don't let that, hey, don't let this I don't have a free will stuff hold you back from gaining self-control.
That's like an excuse, right?
Yeah, because that's a setup. Because yes, it may be true that you don't have a free will, but that doesn't mean that
and I can't help myself.
That doesn't mean that you can't get past this. People, even children of Satan, get past things like this all the time. So it is possible to get past it. And the problem is that people replace it with something worse or something else. But you do want to break free, but don't be having an idea in your mind, oh, I can't help it, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Or, whatever. Don't have ideas like that in your mind because that's a setup.
I should call Jesse Lee after this, right?
Yeah, you definitely should. Yeah, for church.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, thank you, Hake.
Yeah,
Sorry
thank you,
for
man.
keeping you that long.
No problem,
let's
man.
go back to the news.
I enjoyed talking with you. Take care.
Okay, see ya.
All right, bye. I'm going to get to Reprobata Mindset and Rick from Arizona and the rest of you guys. But first, let me cover this story. This is so crazy. Speaking of Easter, right? I saw this compilation of tweets from over the past 11 years or so. Of like secular Jews, and a lot of my listeners are Jew blamers. Some of them are Jew haters, and some of them are Jew critics, and then some of you guys don't even know about this stuff. That's my camp, but I've learned about this stuff just because I interact with you guys a lot. So let me just read a few of these. They're like a little bit surprising. This guy, Joey Boots, says, Happy Zombie Day, #Easter. And it's just this disgusting drawing of Jesus all purple looking like a zombie. And then later, they found another tweet, this account, right? At Israel Prime Minister, I just found out through DNA testing that maternally I'm Jewish. Can I get a free birthright trip at 46? So that's a Jewish guy hating, or actually he's a secularist because he just found out that he's Jewish by blood. David Leavitt, happy Zombie Jesus Day, hashtag Easter, the Resurrection Sunday. And he thinks it's so cute and clever. To those who celebrate, happy Hanukkah, in another tweet. David Leavitt. Crazy, huh? Kenny Hotz, happy Zombie Jesus Day, so clever. That's 2013. Kenny Hotz, I just joined Jews for Judas. Hashtag Jews killed Jesus. That's from 2012. Tara Dublin, happy Zombie Jesus Day, everyone. Hashtag Easter, 2011. Tara Dublin staying home. Tweets again. As a female Jewish American who's been horribly cyber harassed by the maggots, meaning MAGA people she calls them maggots, I feel this. Hashtag impeach Trump now. Hashtag I stand with Ilhan Omar. And she's quote tweeting a guy named John Cooper who calls himself, as a gay Jewish American, I have the sense of discrimination faced today by members of either minority, blah, 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 blah. Just victimhood. Tweeting out victimhood, right? Amy Davis Roth. Are you guys following me? Amy Davis Roth said, happy Zombie Jesus Day to all my pals. And that was from 2009. So cute. Wow. So original, right? Amy Davis Roth. My Jewish heritage tells me loud and clear that we should be helping in 2015. And probably helping against Trump because that was the day. Broke something Stewart says, all these people threatening to hashtag cancel Netflix because they ran a hilarious show about Jesus being gay. Their priorities seem to be way off, considering they aren't at all concerned that Jesus was a zombie. And so he thinks he's so funny. There was a Netflix show about Jesus being gay. And then later on he tweets, I'm a Jewish guy who hangs out with sex workers and advocates for poor people. I'm more like Jesus than 99.9% of his followers. And that's a mockery, right? That's from 2017. He's making a mockery of, the liberals think that that's being Jesus-like, is supporting abortion and all that mess. AJ Kirch says, happy Zombie Jesus Day. AJ Kirch says, more mess. Basically revealing that he's half Jewish. Masha Kasher says, Santa is no better than baby Jesus, but the Easter Bunny is way better than zombie Jesus. Hashtag cosmology. Hashtag Easter. And then later, I guess she's that too. And you basically, are you guys getting the point? Are you following along at all, Joel? Have you zoned out? No, okay. Jared Freed, happy Zombie Jesus Day, 2016. Jared Freed, my favorite part about being Jewish on Easter Sunday is that I don't have to tuck in my shirt today. That's cute, whatever, right? But happy Zombie Jesus Day. Josh Peck, happy Zombie Jesus Day. I did one of those DNA tests and the results were Jewish. I feel like I didn't need a test for that. Ray Wirt, happy Zombie Jesus Day. I'm a fellow Jew in complete agreement with Jonathan Weissman and Kagan. Trump's campaign is textbook fascism. And this guy, Jonathan Weissman, says, this is how fascism comes to America, not with jackboots and salutes, but with a television huckster, referring to President Trump. And that's a article by Robert Kagan in Washington Post, more like Washington Compost. Let me just read this last one. Meredith Salinger. I love Easter, the bunny, the candy, the egg hunt. Not so much the zombie Jesus factor. That was in 2012. And then, she reveals she's that. So that's just a bunch of secularists, Jewish people, hating Trump, crying fascism, feeling like victims, being proud of their heritage, right? And promoting degeneracy and thinking that that's being like Jesus, hanging out with prostitutes, right? Basically, they're calling evil good and good evil. Just interesting. That was a guy from the guy called The Noticer on Telegram. And the temptation is to hate these people. I'm still right that the intellectuals, or the never Trumpers, the intellectuals plotted to have Jesus executed, but it was the Romans, soldiers anyways, Roman soldiers who carried it out. They executed Jesus. But why would you carry resentment for the people who did it One, they're all dead. Yes, you could say that they, these people, or the people who hate Trump and hate Christians and hate whites and hate men, do have that same evil spirit controlling them. Yes, you can say that. But like I said on Friday, Good Friday, this past, Jesus asked God to forgive them, for they know not what they do, right? He said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." But Jew blamers want to carry resentment and this criticism, constant criticism. And I get that these people do have that same anti-Christian spirit today. They're lost and in hell. But let's not be dragged into hell with them by hating them or anyone, right? Love your enemy, goy. I'm laughing because there's Jew blamers who are anti-Christian as well, because they think that Christianity, this love your enemy thing, because Jesus said, love your enemy, don't hate your enemy. And by the way, Jesse told that to Ben Shapiro, who said that about Trump. Do you love Trump? And Ben Shapiro was like, no, I don't love Trump. And Jesse said, but you have to love your enemy. And then Ben Shapiro's all, no, that's a Christian thing. I'm Jewish. I don't have to do that. That's why I'm kind of laughing. But I'm also laughing because they think there's a false understanding amongst the atheists, the pagans, the fake Christians, of which most of us are, of what love is and what that means to love your enemy. Doesn't mean you roll over and just give up this country. You don't. Anyways, I heard that there's a crazy crackdown on churches, by the way. I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream with this coronavirus thing. And I'm going to get to a little bit more of this coronavirus thing. But first, I am going to open the treasure chest on dlive.tv/the Hake Report in about 8 minutes or so, 7 or 8 minutes. 55, if I remember, or Joel remembers, or Nick. Joel is going to open the treasure chest sound, and it's going to make me jump. But it's not a zombie. But Boris Johnson is barely recovering now. Isn't that wild? And if we're to believe this about Boris Johnson, then we are to believe that this coronavirus is nothing to sneeze at, in the words of Trump. It's a serious thing. So I'm not for the liberals cracking down on our freedoms and trying to destroy businesses, destroy the economy, which means destroy people's lives. And then they swoop in pretending that they're going to save us when they're the ones who destroyed us. But it is a serious thing. And for that reason, President Trump is advising and requesting that we keep a distance. We're going to have Church with Jesse Lee Peterson online only today. Again, throughout the rest of this month. Anyways, I'm going to get to more of your super chats and stuff, but first, let me get to Reprobeta Mindset. Nice to hear from you, man. How are you doing?
Hey, man. Good to hear from you.
Same to you, man. Happy Easter.
Hey, I'm doing Happy Easter, man.
Thank you.
And those zombie Jesus, I don't know what all that's about, but...
Yeah, I was trying to make it so that you guys could follow it, but it's basically an anti-Christian joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's an anti-Christian joke. Yeah.
I got it. But I got a sense of humor.
Yeah. It's funny maybe the first time, or... Anyways.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can repeat a joke so long that it becomes funny again after you're sick of it.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Let me see. I was calling in. I saw this thing last night come up, change.org petition.
Oh gosh.
I guess the I don't know. I'm not believing anything I read or anything I hear these days, but
yeah.
I guess the LA City Council, they opened up a quarantine, or they're trying to open up a quarantine facility at the Quality Inn in Bell Gardens.
Wow.
So I guess they're trying to shove all the COVID people I don't know how many. I guess LA is doing really well. I'm happy about that. So
yeah,
I guess they're trying to shove all the people in there, and then I don't know. I guess they can walk around during the day. I'm not too sure about the situation or the arrangements they have, but I guess in the change.org petition has about a little over 1,500 signatures to move that Bell Gardens location to somewhere else. I don't know where, but
yeah,
I guess the city council just came out doing stuff on their own without really notifying people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No town wants these people, and you cannot blame them. Why don't they just open up Area 51 and put them there? Or some right?
I remember reading something that the government was opening up a bunch of facilities near the airports so that they could put them there. I don't know what happened to that, but I think that's like tertiary, like third on the list of where they're going to stick people. But
yeah,
this place in Bell Gardens, the concern I have about it, I mean, I think, and the petition says it pretty well too, is that I guess I don't know LA too well. I'm Orange County, so
yeah,
I guess Bell Gardens is not it's kind of a low income area. And
yes,
a lot of
it is
immigrants.
Yep.
So when I don't know, it's different than putting people in Beverly Hills, where in Beverly Hills,
I was just thinking that. Yep.
Yeah, they don't have to leave their house, and they can just be pretty sterile out there. But I guess around here, you probably got to walk to the bodega every day to get your beans or I don't know, stuff like that. And
yeah,
I don't know if it's safe for these people to be walking amongst them. If everybody's on foot over there,
yeah,
it's probably not a clean environment for everybody. So, I mean, not that I'm freaking out about the virus. It just seems like it'd be better to put them somewhere, maybe further towards the northern border of LA or something.
It would be nice to put it in put them in a little bit more sparsely populated area.
Yeah,
because Bell Gardens
is so dense there.
Yeah, it is. I've been to Bell Gardens. And you're right, it's like Asian and Hispanic, but not the rich kind of Asian necessarily. And yeah. So, I don't know, man, but you're right. There are a lot of people fighting about that stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I don't, it's too many people. Too many people there. That's the biggest problem about this thing. Utah, they have 14 people die, and everything's pretty much normal there.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and then, it's the big problem is these densely populated cities, as much as...
Yeah, New York, man. It's crazy.
New York.
Italy. Italy, I've heard everything is cramped in Italy, even though, the rooms are small. Half of this would be a master bedroom. You guys can't see this room.
I can't wait till this antibody test comes out. I'm going to go take that because I'm pretty sure most of us have already had it. So I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, it's possible. It's hard to know because this thing spread before people even knew it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
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 Well, nice to hear from you, man.
Right, well,
happy Easter to you
good
again.
To hear from you. All right, happy Easter. Have a good one.
All right,
I'll
you
talk
as
to you
well.
later.
Take care.
Bye.
He comes to church sometimes, but we're not able to have the church thing. Let me get to Rick out of Arizona. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing fine. Happy Easter.
I just called in to... Oh, thanks. Same to you.
Thank you.
But how come you're never on that Discord, man? I got on there recently, 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Expecting to talk to you, at least.
I'm so trifling. I got to do it, but, I'm really bad about social media in general. I'm okay with, YouTube comments. I'll keep up with those a little bit. And then I'm okay a little bit with tweets, but I miss a lot. And
yeah, I hardly use social media anyways, too.
And then the rest of it,
but,
I just need to be more responsible with, more disciplined about posting on Instagram a little bit, and then
come on, Hank.
getting on Discord. I don't know, man. Yeah, I got to. But there's some good guys already on there, though. Black Salad is on there. Mr. Badger.
I've talked to him a couple of times.
Cold Burger Art.
Both of them, actually.
Yeah. You
all
got
3 of them.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
you got some talented musicians on there, by the way. This is one of the reasons why I came on. There's some music on there.
Oh, really?
There's a new Hake Report song. This is a good community you got going, which is what you're missing out on.
Okay. Appreciate the tip, man. Thank you.
And
I just need
that song, by the way.
Just crack the whip, and I'll get on the Discord. Thanks, man. Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson Discord. If you're in the if those of you who are not aware of this, it's like a bulletin board type of thing, and you get into the YouTube description of my YouTube videos or Jesse Lee Peterson's, and at the bottom there's a link to the Discord. And
I would say it is a bulletin, but it's you can have discussions, Bible studies in there when we have.
Yeah, and you can do voice chatting too. You can chat with a whole bunch of people. It's kind of like, and you're all just audio. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that,
Rick.
Rick.
I'm going to ask you this too. No problem. But do you prefer James or Hake? Because to me, they both sound like a first name. Any preference?
That's funny. I like them both. I respond to them both. I can't tell you which one I prefer. Hake.
Well, I think Hake sounds cooler.
It does, for sure. Yeah. It's funny though because like there's more than one Hake, right? And so like I've usurped this name as like above all my family. Well, at least in this world, right? This this YouTube type of world. And so hopefully I don't bring shame upon the Hake name, right? Anyways, Rick, thanks, man. Take care.
No problem. You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Congratulations to Reed Johnson, Pyrus 777, Saved 1818, Army, and Hot Computer Smell. Appreciate that, guys. And let me read some of these diamonds before I get to the last calls. Patrice O'Neill Groiper says, "Sup, Hake?" And he says, "Okay, boomer." And I'm not sure what he was referring to with that, but I did say some pretty boomer-friendly things, so it's quite possible. Thank you, man. Pyrus777 with the diamonds. Asmodor with the Ninjagini. Happy Easter. Pyrus77 says, "Great show today, Hake. Thanks." Asmodor with the Ninjagini. The tomb was empty. God bless Hake and everyone in chat. Thank you, Asmodor, and thank you, guys. And let me just read this one. I almost said it. SOBC says, "Open the dang country up." Yeah, man. I'm in agreement with that. Jimmy Morgan, happy Easter, James Hake. Thank you. Jib Jab with yet another super chat. Happy Easter. La, la, la. Great show, man. Thumbs up. Thank you. Let me get to Mark, first-time caller out of Ohio. Hey, Mark. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Hake, hey, you're doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
Happy Easter to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
So, quick question. Just wanted to get your opinion.
Okay.
So I do believe that you should put all thoughts captive, and I do think we are influenced by good or by evil.
Yeah.
So this is in regard to the free will, but didn't God create this whole mess to have us choose between him and not him? And I know, like, if you are beyond your thoughts, if you're not influenced by the thoughts, if you're not influenced by the world, you should have the free will at that point to choose the good. That's just my question. Like, why would God? It's like either determinism or free will. I understand we can't control some things, but I feel like we can control. We have some extent of free will. What's your opinion?
I don't know, man, because it's such a mystery how our minds work. I'm like not even conscious of having conflict when I'm pigging out. So I don't know. I can't answer it. But I know that there is a way to overcome sin.
Absolutely. Hey, I respect that answer. And someone mentioned that you ought to look into Sadhguru. Check it out, man. I'm the second one to tell you. Look up Sadhguru. He's pretty good.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the tip. Happy Easter, Mark. Take care, man.
Happy Easter.
All right. Okay, guys, and thank you to my supporters on D Live. Pyrus777, Asmodor, Wondergoy, nice man. Army Ann, Hot Computer Smell, Patrice O'Neill Groiper, Brandon M, Paramedic, Reed Johnson, Blades McCoy. Wow, that's a cool name. And guys, Michael Moore is fat. Don't listen to him. If you want to read a little bit about what he was saying as if it matters, I'll have that on my blog post. He's a Bernie supporter. He's been putting out show the picture of him. He's been putting out pro-socialism propaganda, also called documentaries, for ages. And he's just a disgusting person. So it's an article in Breitbart. Michael Moore, white men have a responsibility to make amends for the Trump era. Ridiculous. Anyways, we'll catch you in church with Jesse Lee Peterson, rebuildingtheman.com/church and youtube.com/bondinfo for the Bond YouTube channel. Take care, guys.